Sal. I'm Ethan.
I'm Jason.
Hey, welcome to the show, man.
Well, thanks.
This is Jason, our buddy. He's going to be on the show for today. Probably the last show, but yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing how you do.
Yeah.
Today we're going to talk about Vader's Quest from Dark Horse Comics. It's one of the Star Wars legends because all the stuff you like from the last 25 to 30 years is dead. And the only thing you get are the prequels.
Just over there.
Yeah, it's over there in irrelevancy, and and everybody else gets the rich, full history of the prequels and some cartoon shows, and I think like 4 books.
They keep writing more books. There's more and more books.
They're writing a lot of books.
I assume there's like a frustratingly large amount of books by now. I judge it based on how many books I see in the bookstore when I walk by them, because there's always like one big Star Wars book in the front every time I pass it, and it's always different. I'm like, damn it. More?
Yep. Yeah. Yep. I've read a couple of the new books when they came out.
Oh, yeah.
And I read 2 of them. One of them was bad. I don't remember the name of it. And I read Lost Stars.
I don't know.
Which was supposed to be sort of like a young adult novel, but it was actually really well done. It had good character development.
Where was it set?
I don't remember. So it really didn't stick with me, so maybe it wasn't that good.
Well, this one will stick with you forever because it gives you the context of what happened 5 minutes after A New Hope.
Oh.
It's like the Shadows of the Empire of New Hope.
Okay.
No. This is, of course, drawn by Watchmen's own Dave Gibbons.
Okay.
With art by Darko Makin.
Okay.
Who is Croatian. That comes into play.
Significant?
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
what?
I'll explain why when the show's over.
Okay. Is this like in continuity with Splinter of the Mind's Eye? Which also occurred in the same time frame?
It doesn't acknowledge Splinter.
Okay.
But it also, I'm sure there's room. No, it doesn't. Interestingly enough, this book looks like it came out in like the 80s, but it actually came out in 1999. So it was like well after Dark Horse had already established that they had the Star Wars license and were telling like all these stories. So it was long after Splinter of the Mind's Eye came out.
So really, that sounds like they're sort of shoehorning it into the continuity.
Yeah. But Darko Makin had a rich story to tell, and here it is. So the story opens with a captured rebel pilot who is being interrogated by one of those sweet interrogation droids that
we
Leia...
get to see what happened to Leia.
Yeah, and it's really horrifying. It's just full of syringes and drills and stabby implements. This one's also a little more aggressive looking, though.
Yeah.
It's got spikes on it. It's like a man-o-war or whatever.
Does he call it a mind probe?
He does not.
Okay, so maybe it's different.
Yeah. Also, like, why does Vader need to use a mind probe when he has the Force?
Well, maybe his Force abilities don't allow him to actually, like, rip thoughts out of your head.
I mean, Kylo Ren's does.
Yes, that's true.
Well, maybe that's the new Force. Vader has the old Force.
Oh.
But Leia has the Force, so she was resistant.
So does Rey. She's way more powerful in the Force than Leia.
Yeah, she was resistant as well, wasn't she?
He still got the information. Oh, wait. No. That was Poe.
That was Poe.
It was no Force ability.
Yeah.
Right.
As far as we know. So, Vader's interrogating this pilot because he wants to know the name of the pilot who blew up the Death Star. And Vader's quest has been to find out who blew up the Death Star.
Okay.
All he knows is the Force was strong with that one. That's all he's got.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, by the way, for it being a book about Vader, Vader's in it not a lot.
What? It's called Vader's Quest. He should be on every page.
Well, he's not. So Vader is trying to get this information, and thankfully this Birdman named...
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Named Ban Papiga is interested in interrogating this pilot.
That's a Star Wars name.
Is it?
Yep.
So wait, is that like a pirate parrot because it has an eye patch?
No,
Parrot man?
He probably just got his eye pecked out by, a more masculine bird. Who's trying to get his eggs. Anyway. So Ban Papiga is interrogating this pilot with Vader's approval, and like all these random people on the planet of Centaurs are like watching it happen. And Vader, I guess, is cool with this random audience like watching this pilot get interrogated
in this gigantic room, or
it's actually an open kind of like courtyard.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this gross, deformed person named Mala Mala is being suspended by a droid she calls 4D. Which, in the Star Wars universe, for whatever reason, like, even though we all know that R2-D2 is spelled the letter R, the number 2, etc., in all the Star Wars comics and novels, they spell it A-R-T-O-O-O.
Yeah.
And, like, you're like, okay. So it is with 4D, which is spelled F-O-R-D-E-E. But, and it's kind of like, it's frustrating to see, because you're like, just put 4D, I get it.
Yeah.
But I guess they want you to know that like they refer to their number
as if it's their name.
As if it's their name, like colloquially. So maybe there's like a nickname derived from the numerical designation. It's sure. But in any case, she's like
dumb.
It's still dumb. But Mala is like a merchant who like makes food for these random people on Centaurs.
Makes food, like grows plants,
or is like a chef.
I think she's more like a snack hut manager.
Oh,
it's like she runs a food truck.
Yes.
Okay.
But what's amazing is she's not surrounded by food in any way.
No.
So she's only enveloped in like the droid that carries her around and talks to her, which is like a neat idea that I'd love to have seen in any Star Wars movie. Like, I got a bum leg, what am I going to do? Well, you get a droid who carries you around. Like, that's neat. Yeah, especially since this droid is like so inhumanoid, it's more like a augmented device than it is a counterpart. Yeah. But they're like, well, this interrogation is getting boring. Mala Mala, why don't you pull me up some food? And of course, they have hilarious food designations the same way that like you could get a Jawa juice or a Wookiee cookie in the prequels. So these guys want like a crunchy Coruscant Delight or a Dagobah mud cake with extra junk beetles or a freshly fermented hut bile, all of which sound like delicious items that you could purchase from Mala Mala. The pilot is near death, and he very like barely manages to utter the name of the pilot into like a recording device that Papiga is holding. And Vader's like, I didn't hear anything. Did he confess or what? And Papiga's like, oh, he did. And we're going to listen to this thing. Vader plays the tape, which is clearly just an audio recording device with a cassette tape inside of it.
Yeah.
And he plays it, and the guy utters the name Skywalker. And he plays it, and it just keeps playing on repeat. And Vader's like, oh shit, and crushes it. And then...
so his quest is over. He figured out now.
Yes,
but we're only 2 pages in.
Yeah, so he crushes the tape, and then... this distresses Ban Papiga. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh! He's like, squawk! So, then we cut to Luke on Yavin, and he's being flagged down by, like, a couple of randos, and they're like, oh crap, it's Skywalker! Like, Luke! Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were trying to do an impression of me.
No, I was just trying to fix my shirt, man.
Oh, feel free. So, but he was illustrating how weird it was. So these randos come up to Luke and they're like, oh crap, it's Luke Skywalker, can I get your autograph? Like, you're the dude who blew the Death Star, you're shooting like 2 photon torpedoes. Like, that's craziness. And there's this other guy named Jal Tanev who's drunk, and he's like, frickin' Skywalker, 1,000,001 shot, I could have made that shot, what a bunch of crap. Drink, like, yeah, I flew 27 missions for the Alliance. Luke Skywalker gets my ship, and it's like, because how is it that, like, since they had so few Rebel pilots, how did Luke get an X-wing at all?
Yeah,
and the answer is because Jal Tanev or Niev or whatever, he had the measles.
The space measles.
The measles,
no, straight up measles.
Oh.
And yeah,
just dispense with the pretense,
right? Like,
wow.
Yeah, you couldn't have come up with another made up word. As he's already mined the rich, caverns, like and created diamonds such as Ban Papiga and Mala Mala. He was probably creatively empty, and so he just made up a name.
Something like Hatti's pimples is just
exactly right.
Yeah,
like no,
absolutely not. Measles.
He got salacious crumbs. So, but then we show, like, like Tenev is like sitting in sickbay, and he like looks out the window and he sees the Death Star explode, and he like cries because he was robbed of the opportunity to be awesome, and so
he was robbed of the opportunity to be killed alongside all the other pilots.
Slaughtered on like one other pilot. It's like him and Wedge, and that's it.
Yeah,
Jean.
there's a Y-wing pilot that makes.
Oh yeah.
At least one.
I don't know.
I think there's two, but in any case,
I remember seeing one.
Well,
because Y-wings are so slow, they couldn't actually make it into the battle.
It's true. Wow, sick burn.
Yeah,
on those Y-wing pilots. So, so Jal is like, this is bullshit. I can't believe it. And then the alarms go off, and Jal's like, "Oh no, what's going on?" And 3PO and R2 come out, cue the fucking tuba music. And R2 is like, and Leader was like, "Oh, it's not an actual alarm. I merely was trying to explain to R2 how to not engage the alarm system." And Jal is too drunk to listen to that shit. So then he's like, "Screw this! I'll show everybody that I'm the best X-Wing pilot there is!" And Wedge Antilles like, "Bro, don't fly the X-Wing drunk, man." And he's like, "Screw you!" So he gets in the X-Wing and he's like, "You can't fly out of the thing with the wings deployed!" And he just crashes the X-Wing immediately outside of the hangar bay, and then crashes into some trees. And he's like, "Oh no!"
I think I used to work with that guy.
So then we cut back to Centauri's, where Vader is slaughtering everyone who saw the interrogation.
Nice.
The stormtrooper's like, "Nice shot, Vader. Is that everybody?" And Vader's like, "No, 2 people escaped, and one of them's the bird guy."
Vader, are you done killing those random people for no reason? Those unarmed
it's more like
civilians?
No, the stormtroopers were like, "We picked off everybody over here. Vader, you done with those 2 guys?" And Vader's like, "Yo, I totally knocked him out." He's like, "Did you use a lightsaber?" And he's like, "Yeah, I totally nailed him with my lightsaber." "Oh, I wish I could have seen that." I know,
why are we killing them again?
Because he doesn't want the name to get out.
I know,
them.
like,
why are we killing them again?
Stormtroopers?
Fair enough. Never mind.
So 2 people escaped. Of course, the only 2 other people who actually heard the name.
Yes,
is that right?
Yes, that's basically true.
Well,
Did the birdman
really
fly the person out of there? Like, how did it go away?
Let's go! He digs his talons into mid shoulders and flies away. "You're killing me, Papika! Stop! Drop me!" So a stormtrooper's like sweeping the area, and he happens upon Mala Mala, and Mala Mala's droid 4D shoots the stormtrooper because she's on the list. She's one of the 2.
He saw her there. He knows that she.
I think.
Yeah.
I think actually seeing this entire contraption that Mala Mala is in right now really. Wow.
Well,
Okay.
it's clearly the inspiration for General Grievous. Because it's
oh my god!
It's an awesome droid, bipedal, 4 arms, wielding like
multiple
4
weapons.
different blasters.
Yeah, wow.
If only he had lightsabers.
If only.
So Mala Mala kills the stormtrooper and then immediately runs up to the traitor, like the stoolie from the rebels. He's like, "Yo, what happened? Like, tell me what happened, because they want to kill me and I don't know what's going on." And she's like, "What'd you tell Vader?" And he's like, "I gave him a name, and that's what's gonna be the death of me. Like, I really thought that I was stronger than like the Empire gave me credit for. Like, I really thought I could actually like resist the torture if I were to be captured, but it turns out I'm not. Like, I'm just an idiot, and all I wanted to do was go home." And like, he's like, "That's it. Like, that's it for me. I can't go home. I'm never gonna make it off this rock." And so Mala Mala's like, "Right on," and then she kills the rebel.
Well, did he tell her the name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she heard it earlier. She's like, "What's the thing? Like, what's up with
she
the
didn't know
Skywalker?"
the backstory of.
Yeah. She wanted to know like why. She's like, "Are you a plant?" He's like, "No."
But why did he kill her? Why did she
kill him?
I don't understand.
Because I think it was kind of like a mercy killing. She's like, "I saw what those white suited dudes and that crazy guy with the laser sword were doing. This is a mercy killing for you." Also, the guy like kind of had a death wish. He's like, "I betrayed my people. I betrayed the one hero of the rebellion.
I see.
I deserve to die."
Okay.
Then we see Jal Tenev's court-martial, which is literally just that.
Why are we watching this guy? Like, what? Why is he in the book?
He's the key to all of this.
No.
So Jal is like, "Okay, well, let's get this farce over with."
Show trial.
And they're all like, "Jal, Jesus Christ, man. Like, you got drunk and flew an X-Wing into a goddamn telephone pole. Like, what is your problem? Like, why are you..."
There's like $20 billion of damage.
Right, like, we lent an X-Wing to a new guy because we were short on X-Wings, and then you wrecked one under the influence of like, whatever Jawa juice. So they're like, listen, like, we're not going to kick you out. A, you have valuable secrets, and B, like, you flew 27 missions for the
know how to fly.
So we're just gonna put you on a recruiting mission. Like, you're gonna go to this like backwater planet. We're looking for like we got a word that there's some new people who are interested in joining the rebellion. You can go get them. He's like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. I fly 27 missions. You're gonna kick me out and send me on like a bullshit assignment. Well, I'll take your assignment. But I don't have to like it. And he runs into Wedge, and Wedge is like, Joe, what the fuck is your problem? And he's like, they kicked me out after 27 missions. They told me to hit the bricks. And he's like, dude, you should know, like, Luke went to them and fought for you to stay in the rebellion. He's like, oh, that's great. Luke Skywalker is now I owe him a favor. It's not enough that he takes my glory, but now I owe him a job because he saved me. Oh, well, there's Luke Skywalker now. Hey, Luke. And Luke's like, hi. And he's like, it's so nice to meet you, Luke. It's my pleasure, Luke. It's an honor to meet you, Luke. And Luke's like, cool. And then he leaves. And Luke's like,
doesn't tell him off?
No. Because he's a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
So
well, there you go.
So he leaves, and Luke's like, "Yo, Wedge, what the fuck was all that about?" Wedge's like, "Don't worry about it."
It's like nothing.
Fair enough. So there's also some bullshit interplay where like the first fan that met Luke got like engine grease on Luke's hand. So then Luke meets Dodonna, and he shakes his hand and gets engine grease. And there's all this like there's this running gag of like it's hard to get off. It's just this weird like running joke. It's just. It's in the book. I'm mentioning it. It doesn't matter. Moving on. Okay. Then we go to the aviary. Because it's not enough that there's a Birdman on this crappy planet, but he also, like, I guess, either he lives in this aviary or he likes to visit the aviary because there are also regular birds in this aviary. And it's, like, really complicated and weird. But anyway,
that's like if we lived in, like, a zoo.
Right!
Like, what are you doing?
I have to go where the other mammals are caged.
Yes.
Good night, everyone.
I want to live among the primates. So Vader goes into the aviary and he immediately finds Papiga and he's like, what up, bird? You gonna die? And Papiga's like, no, Vader, it's okay. You know, Squawk. Like, it's the fucking Birdman from Neverending Story 2. But he's like, no, it's okay. Like, I promise, I'll forget everything. I'll never tell anybody that I remember the name Skywalker. See, I've already forgotten. Oh no! So Vader kills him, and then all the birds hear the name Skywalker, and they all start saying Skywalker. Skywalker! Yeah, all across the area, and Vader.
That's why he's a Birdman.
Yeah.
The whole reason they created that character as a Birdman
so that he could say it, and the other birds would
because birds repeat things.
Some of them.
So then all of the ones in that aviary. Yeah. Apparently.
So then Vader is just. I love the image, although it's silly to get to, but Vader just surrounded by his shame or his like his secret, just cacophonously parroted the name Skywalker. Then he leaves the aviary. He goes to a stormtrooper. He's like blaster, and then kills all the birds. And they're like,
Who's saying no? What is the...
Oh, because the birds parroted Skywalker and Papiga's last word, which was no, like, don't kill me. That way we can feel bad for the birds, too.
So while Vader's saying they were killing me, was saying, Skywalker, no! Skywalker, no!
Yeah.
That's really dumb.
That's you're gonna be like, that's kind of cool. That's really dumb.
Is this a flaming bird falling from the sky?
Oh, you bet it is.
Nice.
So then they're like, so have you killed everyone, Lord Vader?
Are you done killing yet?
And he's like, no, there's one more. That little freak in the robot. So then she's pinned down against like a rock over a cliff by stormtroopers, and she like basically the droid that carries her is like, I'll sacrifice my life to save you because that's what I do because I have no soul and no one cares about me. And so, but like what's also funny is that Mala Mala is like, she's sad because she's like this, you know, mutated person and she has no friends and her only friends are the droids she carries. So she's like sacrifice. Well, she carries a droid, but also one carries her.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
She has another droid.
Oh, there's another droid.
Yeah. But so 4D like attacks the stormtroopers while she bails out of 4D, and then 4D like gives up its life to save her. Not unlike Alan Tudyk's robot
Yeah.
from Rogue One.
Yeah.
But it's great because they fall, and then the stormtroopers look over, and they're like, they're dead, right? And one of them goes, you want to climb down and find out? And they're like, good enough for me, and they just leave. They're like, tell Lord Vader we got her. So then Vader goes onto his cool, Imperial shuttle. The other droid that Mala Mala has is like the spider droid that watches Vader leave and then goes to like Mala's body, which is still alive, but she's like, good thing my legs are all like bum and don't work because they absorbed all the impact of me jumping out of like off the cliff. But she's like trapped there now, and the little droid is like, okay, they left, and they're like, okay, well, what's going on? And he's like, and she's like, oh, well, like Skywalker, huh? Like she's like, oh, I can use this information. So you're like, oh no, what's going to become of Mala Mala? So then we go to Dubrava, which is like a swamp planet that has people in it.
Okay.
So it's like
Dagobah, but people.
But with people and settlements and stuff. And we've got all these Greedo-looking people. But they're not Greedo. They're not Rodanians. Yeah. So, but what's his name? Jal is like, he looks at it as, not even like his retirement, but he's just like, well, I don't care. I've given up on the Alliance and everything, but I'm not going to join the Empire or anything. But so I'm just here and I'm just getting drunk and telling war stories.
Okay.
So he's at the bar and he's just drinking it up and yucking it up with all these randos. And this little, like, Luke Skywalker looking Dubravian.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Whose name is Bobek.
Bobek.
Bobek is like, are you Jaltanev? And he's like, yeah, who wants to know, man? Jaltanev, hero of the rebellion, flew 27 missions and wrapped an X-Wing around a telephone pole. Took a dump on the boss's desk. And still got to keep his pension somehow. So Bobek's like, I want to join the rebels. He goes, oh, you want to join the rebels, huh? You want to join the rebels? Those guys are so loyal and terrific and great. It's like, yeah, they are. That you are clearly incompetent and an idiot. You also got the measles, moron. And he, and yet they still let you stay in their organization, and yet you're still decrying them. So he's like, everybody, this is Bobek, and he's the new hero of the rebellion. Because apparently anybody who wants to join the rebellion becomes an instant hero and does amazing things. So he's like, okay, well, you get to join the rebellion, but first you got to pass this test. And he's like, okay. And so he blindfolds Bobek. Okay. And he's like, okay, the first thing you got to learn is trust. If you want to be a rebel, you got to trust your commanding officer. Do you trust me? And Bobek's like, yeah, of course I do. So he's like, okay, so you're gonna want to make a hard left, and he's like walking him along this like the deck of this swamp bar, and he walks him into the trapdoor, into the cesspool that they keep under.
Oh. So basically, he's just an asshole.
He's big time.
Yeah, it's just a douche.
Yeah, so he leads Bobek into a pile of crap.
That is horrible.
And then he's like, do you still trust the rebellion now? And Bobek's like, why are you doing this? And he's like, when you figure it out, like, you can call me up because you're an idiot. And then he closes the freaking thing on him.
And then everyone's just fine with him trapping this kid and the freaking...
Well, they're just like, they don't care. And then, well, we don't get to see that because then Jal goes back to the bar and then a sexy Dubravian shows up.
They're like frog people.
They're like frog people.
Sexy frog lady.
Sexy frog.
They're like frogs, but they also,
frog.
like, have breasts. So... Jessica Dubravian shows up and she's like, what's going on? And he's like, oh, he kicked me out, honey, and blah, blah, blah. She's like, you don't say. She's like, I'll pump him for information. He's like, he's singing like a
canary?
Like a fucking, whatever the hell their name is. Like Ban Papiga.
Yeah, singing like Ban Papiga.
I'm sorry. He's just so clearly an owl, man. Anyway, so he's like, I gave the rebellion my best years of my life. And what do they stick me with? This shitty Dubravia. And she's like, those ingrates. And he's like, you damn right. And all because of this guy Skywalker. And she's like, Skywalker? And he's like, yeah, do you know him? She's like, yeah, he's an asshole. And he's like, yeah, damn right. And she runs away and goes back to her to like a disreputable character. And she's like, I saw the name Skywalker on your bounty list. Is it worth something to you? Because like she's trying to like get out of here and save her family from like poverty, and she's I think her father owes money, and so she's like trying to clear up her father's debt.
Okay.
And so she sells out Skywalker to this bounty hunter, and so when Luke meets up with Dodonna, he's like, "So you've done a great job. You're making a name for yourself. I want to put you on like an ambassador job. You're gonna go to Yasbina?
Home of the sun crystals and scented baths.
Yes.
Indeed.
That's on the brochure.
Indeed. Yeah.
Yeah, Jasbina is made of llama people, and it's like it's a planet of those characters from friggin' Dark Crystal. Gelflings. Basically. But anyway,
it looks like
it looks like Mos Eisley.
No, it doesn't. It looks like Agrabah from Disney's Aladdin. Actually.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little
There
bit.
were also
Yeah.
dinosaurs there.
Yeah.
and long
But it's like
people.
an elephant analog.
Yeah.
Like,
It really does look like Agrabah meets Mos Eisley because it's like got those
Yeah.
crappy huts and everything.
Yeah.
That's
And you got like the special edition dinosaurs that people ride. So Luke's on this mission of Jasbina, which is like an affluent planet who's loyal to the Empire, but is like thinking about switching sides.
Okay.
It's just like, go there, show the king of this crappy planet that like we're serious. And so Luke's like, okay. So Luke goes. He's all alone. Which is mistake
Doesn't
number
make any
one.
sense.
Yeah, no Han, no Leia, nobody, no Chewie. It's just Luke
Where
and
were they?
Tanev. We don't know. Either
The author didn't want to put them in the book.
no,
So they're not
It's
there.
It's Vader's quest.
Yep.
So
Vader's not in it either.
Yeah, we got Luke and Mala and Birdman.
it's cool. So so Luke goes to this crappy planet. He meets up with the king, and the king is like he's a character like you've seen, where he's in charge, and he's like really he like fawns over these people, but it's clear like he's full of shit. He's like Lando. He's like, my best friend's
He's
here.
like a con artist.
He's a con artist, more or less. Like, but he's also like he's more like the Sultan in Aladdin, where he's like full of shit and stupid and like a puppet and like doesn't know, he couldn't fucking see that his clearly evil vizier is evil. So he's like, "Hi, Your Highness. Like, I'm here from the rebellion," and I'm. He's like, "Yeah, quiet. Like, keep your voice down. Like, my people don't really like the rebellion. Like, they seem to like their pension checks and their like structured form of government, and so this is my people." And he gets on the elephant and he's like lording over them, and he's like, "My people love me and they think I'm wonderful. See, like I shall wave to them and show how great they are." And Luke's like, "Should I wave too?" And he's like, "I wouldn't." And then Luke gets hit in the face with a tomato.
Jeez. Why?
Because
Was it meant for the Sultan?
yeah. But it's like the people don't. He's like, "My people don't like the rebellion." So they know you're from there. So
Oh, that's why.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like, "Listen, my people believe that the Empire is strong and blah blah blah." And he's just like, so they need to have like some kind of proof that the rebellion is serious about its people and stuff, so I need you to go on a mission for me. And so
Alright.
the mission is, my daughter has been kidnapped by rebels on my planet. Not like Alliance rebels, but like
Other rebels.
like yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. So and they're radicals, and they've kidnapped my daughter. So if you go and rescue my daughter and bring her back to me, they'll see like you're serious about my planet and that you're willing to like risk your life to save us and stuff like that.
Okay.
And maybe that'll work better in me convincing my people to join the rebellion.
Like, look, I need you to have something to do in this book. So could you go on this mission?
Yeah. Well, the mission is double edged. It's not And I didn't mention his daughter's name because it's impossible to pronounce. So let's work at it together. It's Sayayana. Sayayana. Thank you.
There you go. I'm glad.
So his
glad I
daughter,
could help.
Sayana, has been kidnapped by radicals and he's got to rescue her. And so he shows this hologram of Sayana and he's like, "Man, I've seen more holographic princesses in the last couple of days than I have in my entire life." I'm like, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's fun.
Eggs into any humor from the rest of the book. So the Dubravian prostitute or whatever is walking through the market, and she passes this other dude, and he's like, "Don't go around that corner." She's like, "Why?" Goes around the corner, and the bounty hunter she hired, or she sold Luke Skywalker's name to, is now aided with a bunch of stormtroopers. She's like, "There she is!" And so they start shooting at her.
Oh my gosh.
And they're like, "You can't kill her. We need to get the source. We need to find out who gave her the information, you stupid stormtroopers. What's the matter with you?" So then she runs back to the bar where Zhaltanev is, and she like goes, "Who is Skywalker?" And he's like, "Who's Skywalker? He's a big jerk, ruined my job." And she like, so she backhands him, and she's like, "No, you stupid asshole! Like, I thought he was like a bad guy. Most people who are like wanted by bounty hunters are like murderers or rapists or something. Who is he?" And he's like, "Oh, he blew up the Death Star." And she's like,
What?
"Are you fucking tells her?" Yeah, and she's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I sold the hero of the rebellion, you stupid son of a bitch." And then she gets shot from behind.
Oh.
And she freaking dies on Zhaltanev. And then they block the door and set the building on fire.
Oh shit.
And so, like, all
Wow.
these Dubravians are, like, trying to pour out of the building, like, shooting at stormtroopers. They're all getting killed. Zhal manages to, like, he jumps behind the bar. He's like, every bartender has a secret passageway out of their own bar. And sure enough, he finds it. And he uses it, and it gets him, like, through and out and, like, from behind the stormtroopers. So he escapes certain death. Meanwhile, damning everyone else to
die.
fiery and blastery doom.
Awesome.
So then everything, the fire burns away, everything's done. He gets himself out, and the stormtroopers are waiting for him. And they're like, "Wait here," and one of them goes, "Wait here and make sure the fires don't spread," said the captain. Thought that was a shit assignment, but here we are. And I'm like, these stormtroopers have more personality in this book than any other iteration. And so they go like, "Should we bring him with us?" And they're like, "No, just shoot him in the face and let's be done with it." And then one stormtrooper gets assassinated from behind, and then the other stormtrooper shoots him, and it's Bobek.
Oh.
Wow. Even after all that, he was still willing to save that asshole's life.
Yeah.
Bobek kills one stormtrooper, the other stormtrooper shoots Bobek, and then Zhal sees that happen, and then just takes down the stormtrooper. He jumps on the stormtrooper, drags him into the mud, and drowns him to death.
Wow.
It's hardcore.
Then he climbs back up, and he's like, "Kid," and he's like, "It's Bobek." He's like, "Bobek, why'd you do that? Where'd you even get this blaster?" He goes, "I bought it to kill you." And he's like, "I fucking this." Yeah. And he goes, I wish you had, kid." And he's like, "The rebellion deserves good people, and you are not a good person. And you besmirched the rebellion." And then he dies.
Wow.
Wow, that's
Nice.
pretty dark.
It's pretty dark for this story with owl people and like characters that have the same name as Chewbacca's holiday special life. So then we see Palpatine, and Palpatine's like, "Oh, Lord Vader, what's going on? Hey, I missed you." And Vader's like, have you? He's like, So what happened with the Death Star and everything?" And he's like, "You didn't read my report?" He's like, "No, I got the official report. You killed everybody. Like, you fucked up, and everyone's dead, and I lost my biggest death weapon. Yeah, I got that report. I mean, your report. The report from you, and how you are going to answer for what you didn't do."
Oh.
And he's like, "Oh, well, I've been kind of busy." He's like, "Doing what exactly?" And he's like, "Looking for the guy who blew up the Death Star." He's like, "Why?"
Yeah, like, what the fuck does it matter? That was my question.
He goes, "Why? Like, don't you care?" And then, like, the alarm goes off. And he's like, "Oh, Saved by the Bell, I guess. The perimeter alarm's been breached." And he's like, "Not a problem. We're on Coruscant. I got 1 billion stormtroopers to deal with that. Now answer my question." And Vader's like, "Oh, I wanted revenge." And he goes, "Oh, revenge. That's like one of the whole basic tenements of this entire organization. So I totally get that. No problem. Fair enough. Keep me updated on that whole pilot thing, won't you?" And Vader's like, "Sure thing." And then he leaves.
Okay.
And it's like, because Vader's like, "I don't want you to know that I have a son, that he's and what I'm planning."
Right.
Which is, of course, to betray him.
Well, yeah.
So Vader goes and meets up with like a commanding officer who's like, he sees like a smoking ship in the middle of the like shipyard, and he's like, "Is that the intruder?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's the one who's tripped the alarm." He's like, "Okay, let's go." And then the officer's like, "Lord Vader, your silver alert has been triggered." He's like, "Never mind, let's go." So then he bails.
Okay.
The silver alert was, of course, that like there's been a Skywalker sighting. So then he's going. The person who broke the intruder alarm is Mala Mala in a like stolen ship.
She goes to Coruscant?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah, that seems like a poor choice.
It seems like
really
you wouldn't survive that.
Yeah, well, she does. So, but she loses the life of yet another of her droids.
Oh, jeez.
Man.
Getting droids killed left and right.
Yeah. So she she uses the droid for like more to do one more thing. She's just trying to get to the Emperor.
Okay.
And so... Why indeed? It's silly. So, Zhal...
Please tell me we at least find out.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay.
No.
Well.
Everybody who is created for this book gets a resolution.
Okay.
So,
Well, that's something.
so Zhal goes to this Dubranian or Duvray, whatever the hell, the frogmen mechanic who's like, well, I got myself a prototype pre X-Wing ship for you. It's working condition. It's an old model. And blah blah blah. Like, if that's what you need, you know. But it needs a good pilot to fly it. He's like, well, I did 27 missions and blah blah blah. But like, I'll be able to fly it. No
Did they
problem.
say what ship it is?
What does he say? What kind it is?
Does it say is it a
Because it looks like a Z95
Yeah.
Hunter to me.
It is
Yeah.
exactly that.
Well, there you go.
All right.
It doesn't say it in the book, but it said it in the Wikipedia article about this book.
Yeah.
So Mala Mala uses like one of her droids to start like the last of her droids to like kill stormtroopers to get her through like the palace in Coruscant. And you're like, oh man, like what's Mala Mala's mission anyway? Like, I don't know. It sucks. So they're like, okay, you need to go to the like Sun Crystal Mine, Luke, to go rescue my daughter, the princess. Wear these special goggles because any light that reflects off of the sun crystals will blind you. It's just so intense.
So wait,
That's
so they're saying
okay.
that the rebels live in these mines,
Yeah,
and they kidnapped her and took her into the mine.
that's right.
okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Luke doesn't sense that this is a trap.
He's a dummy.
Yeah. All right.
The only things that Luke has done so far: swing across a chasm, blow up a Death Star.
No, he shot two TIE fighters.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
I mean, he rescued the princess.
He wasn't alone.
Yeah, he
Well,
helped rescue the princess.
Okay.
Yeah, he also sacrificed the greatest living Jedi of all time to get that.
Not intentionally.
Well,
No,
It wasn't his plan.
No, that's true. Escape was not his plan. Anyway, he puts on these goggles and he goes in, but not alone.
Okay.
So he sends like a reporter droid who's like
Sure.
hilarious and fun,
Yeah.
whose name is 3DVO.
Okay.
3DVO.
For no reason, it has 3DVO and it isn't spelled THREEDEEVOO.
So it's just inconsistent.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Because as I remember, when they talk about their whole designation, it's usually the full letter number sequence. But then when they're just referring to them sort of
it's like we're
personally
in the
like-
introduction of 3DVO, it says
right, and then if he has a
if he
nickname
called it
later on like
3D.
3D, it'll
Yeah.
be THRED.
fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is a tried and true method for what they do.
Yeah.
So 3DVO is like, all right, let's go. Like, I'm excited. Like, I'm a reporter. Like, and he's like a go-getting, like, young reporter droid.
With like a personality?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he believes in
It's
the
like
truth.
Jimmy Olsen the droid.
Bingo.
Oh God. Okay.
And he's like, let's go. Like, this is gonna be fun. Ah. So they go, and like, so they have like their Star Wars equivalent of the Palantir, and it's like, okay, like 3DVO is transmitting the information, and it looks crystal clear. And the king's like, good. And you're like we didn't know he was the fucking bad guy, but whatever. So Luke, 3DVO, and like an old guy who used to work in the mines, who like doesn't anymore because the mines are long abandoned and shit. Like I think he's blind. I think he got blinded by the sun.
Oh, the crystals.
Yeah, don't forget the crystals. They're very important.
Crystals, yeah.
So he's like,
What about the scented baths? Are those going to come into play?
They never do, believe it or not.
No.
It's one of the two things that it's known for, and we don't get to see it. 50% of the like relevance of this planet is completely left to the winds of expectation. So they go in the mine, and then like they hear like a noise, and it's a Ticcolini.
Come again?
A what?
A Ticcolini. And the Ticcolini is the fucking space. It's the space slug, but it's in it's the Men in Black 2 monster from the
Because with a name like that, I pictured something small and cute.
Yeah.
right? Yeah. No. It's
that's horrifying.
Yeah, it's a big scary monster.
We call him Tiny.
Right? But what's great is like we have this fucking weird moment where like because the guy who's in the mines is like you must go and rescue the princess. I will stay behind and like distract the Ticcolini. It just crushes him on the way to get Luke. We
so
never
he doesn't serve any fucking purpose.
None. He's blind, so he's looking into nothing, and then you see the shadow over him, and then there's no more guy. So then Luke like jumps onto the Ticcolini, he breaks out the lightsaber finally, and the droid is like, "Whoa, a lightsaber! What a scoop! Oh my god, this is great footage!" And you're like, "Shut up." So then Luke basically just like stabs the Ticcolini into driving him into the base for the for the rebels.
That's some fine control with a lightsaber in the brain.
Yeah.
How does he know which direction to go?
I don't think he does.
Oh, he's just like
maybe,
oh, die!
Maybe
Yeah.
he used the Force.
Man, that's your answer for everything. But it's true, he probably did. So the Ticcolini bashes through the wall, and then he lands, and his goggles break.
Oh no.
And he's like, "Oh, you're Princess Sayayana?
What are you looking at me for?
You're the one who pronounced it correctly, remember?" So he's like, "You're supposed to be the princess. I'll save you." And they're like, "Don't turn on the lightsaber." He does. It reflects the sun crystals. And because all of them are wearing goggles except for Luke, it blinds Luke.
And God damn it.
Yeah, and they're like, "God damn it. What was that guy all about?" And Sayangan is like, "You idiot, don't you see? My dad must have brought him in here to bring me out." And they're like, "Well, let's kill him and be done with it." And Luke's like, Luke's crying. They're like, it's not like because he's sad, it's because like his eyes are reacting to but it's an amazing moment for Luke because there's tears falling down his face. He goes, "A Jedi doesn't need eyes," as he wipes a lightsaber and like he starts like shooting. He's blocking arrows because these people have fucking bows and arrows and they're shooting at him.
Okay.
And so he's blocking arrows and he's punching llama people in the face.
Nice.
And all this footage is getting broadcast. So it looks like Luke is single-handedly defeating the rebels, who clearly Princess Sayayana works with.
Right.
And she's like, "Okay, I beat everyone up, Princess." And she's like, "You're a dumbass," and like smacks his face. And she's like, "This is the rebellion. My dad is a tyrant. Our people are subjugated." He's not sympathizing with a rebellion. He's 100% pure empire. You kidding me? The king is like, "Activate 3DBO," and then 3DBO, unbeknownst to itself, fires a tranq dart into Luke.
Oh.
Huh.
Because the king knows who Luke Skywalker is, and that there's a bounty on his for him.
Oh.
So
it's very diabolical.
yeah, so he's like, "I'll use Luke to capture my daughter, and then we'll knock him out, and then we'll call the Empire and bring him back." So of course the army is there waiting, arrives immediately after Luke's knocked out, so that then the princess can be captured by the army and Luke can be brought back.
But why? No, why wouldn't he just trank Luke immediately?
Right, and then keep him
send
there.
the army down to get his daughter.
Because I don't think he knew exactly where they were.
Oh,
so
he needed Luke to find her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he probably knew that like she would sympathize with him, so like she might try to find him or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Vader shows up in his Star Destroyer and bumps into Jal Tanev in his ship that you guys were expertly able to identify from one
the Z-95, yeah.
Yeah. And like the alarm goes off and Vader's like, "The alarm?" And they're like, "Oh, it's one ship, don't worry about it. We sent a few ties to take care of it." And then he's like, "Oh, no, you don't." Like, he's talking to himself at this point. And Jal has completely changed his tune. He's like, "I got this poor kid killed along with dozens of other people. Yeah. And it's all because I'm a dick." He's like, "Come on, like you brag about flying all these missions and being so great.
27 missions.
Don't get killed. Like, don't die without like doing right by Luke."
Right.
And so he manages to not get completely obliterated, but the ship gets damaged and it lands on this fucking crappy planet on Agrabah. And
where was he going?
he was going to I don't remember where the hell he was going, but he's trying to save Luke. The point is
he just coincidentally ends up at the freaking Agrabah planet?
Well, I think he knew where Luke was going, and so he went because he knew that,
he knew about the mission.
So he's like, "I know, I'll help Luke."
Okay.
But at no point, so...
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so then, the king is chatting with the droid, the 3DBO,
yeah.
and the droid is like, "I can't believe you violated my, professional integrity by mounting weapons on me. I gather information. Like, I'm beholden to the truth, and you violated that." And he's like, "You didn't need to know that information."
Right.
You know, and he's like, okay. Like, he goes, but how can I function without proper data? And he's like, you function the way I want you to function. You're not a human.
Right.
And so he goes, like, okay, well, I'm getting a transmission. And the king's like, oh, well, what is it? And he's like, oh, well, I'm getting a transmission from Lord Vader. And he's like, oh, what is the transmission like? What does Vader say? Because he wants to impress Vader.
Yeah. And
so he's like, what does it say? He's like, is he here? Is he here to ask me what I should do? And he goes, oh, he's on a top secret mission, and he wants Luke Skywalker. And he's like, he wants to make sure that Luke Skywalker is dead when he arrives. And the king's like, well, of course he wants me to, like, well, I'll be happy to dispatch Vader or Luke Skywalker personally. Like, I'll kill Luke, and then when Vader comes and finds Luke Skywalker dead, he'll be so impressed with me that it'll make him be part of his whole, like, entourage.
Yeah.
And the
so the reporter droid that's beholden to the truth just told a lie.
Yeah, but because he's like, you fucked me over.
Yeah. So it's okay.
How do you? Like, he says something later where he's like, how do you function without proper data? And you're like, oh. But yeah. So anyway, so then.
So wait, the droid's plan is for Luke to get killed, so Vader will be mad at this guy.
Yeah, he doesn't know who Luke is. Whatever.
What the hell does he care?
No.
Oh, okay.
So the king is like, Sayayana, like, great news, Vader's coming. We gotta kill like Luke. And she's like,
I hate you.
She goes, Vader's coming, and he's like, she goes, well, if that's what Lord Vader wishes, then I shall do it myself. Give me the blaster. He's like, what? Oh, excellent, my daughter's finally fallen in line.
Oh, yeah, that's what happened. For no reason. She's like, decided to change sides.
So she goes, let's go. So they go down to, like, the prison cell where all the rebels and Luke are being held, and she goes, Skywalker! And Luke's like, yeah? And she shoots him. And he just falls down, seemingly dead, and he's like, oh, thank you, my daughter, you've done well. And of course, because they're like cat people, he licks her face.
Yeah, whoa, what the hell?
It's a kiss from the Catman.
No. I'm uncomfortable.
Listen, she looks as uncomfortable as we do. Right?
That is true.
She's like, we don't do that, Father.
Well, no, it's because of the creepy freaking grin on his face.
Yeah. He's so proud of his daughter, finally. I know. Don't do it. No, everybody, get away. So then he's like the belle of the ball. He like rides the elephant over to Vader, and he's like, woohoo, and he's like, 3DVO, like, record everything and send it to everyone, and live feed, send it to everybody. He's like, I wouldn't miss it for everything, like, for the galaxy. So, like, the transmission is being broadcast into, like, we get the view of how the whole world responds to this through the eyes of a few bar attendants.
Okay.
And they're like, oh, Jesus, it's that guy. The guy who's in charge. Whatever the hell his name is, I don't know. And they're like, whoa, who's the dude all in black? Like, I think that's Darth Vader. And one of them's like, huzzah for Darth Vader. And they're like, so Vader is, they roll out the red carpet for Vader, and he's like, I don't have time for the bullshit, just tell me where Luke is. And he's like, oh, I executed just as you commanded it. And Vader's like, oh, what? So then
that's awesome.
We cut away from that for a while. Vader basically beats the shit out of him. He doesn't kill him right away. And we cut back to Coruscant, and the stormtroopers have found Mala Mala, like, mucking around in like the sewers.
Okay.
And like, got her.
So yeah,
of course.
Where the fuck is this going?
Hang on. So while Dad left to go meet up with Vader, the daughter obviously freed the rebels and Luke, and then took off for the desert.
Okay.
And the like head of the rebels, who like clearly wants to bang the daughter, is like fucking with Luke, and he's like, they say that in order to cure your blindness from the sun crystals, you have to look at the sun. She takes off his blindfold, and then she's like, put the blindfold back on. That's gonna just make him permanently blind. What's wrong with you? And he's jealous.
Dick for no reason.
Well, he's jealous because he thinks that like maybe Sayayana wants to fuck Luke, and you're like, everybody needs to like dial back the character development a little bit, because like everybody doesn't need an arc in this story.
Yeah.
But
this guy we just fucking met.
Yeah.
Need a goddamn arc.
So then 3DVO follows the king, who has been tortured and imprisoned by Darth Vader.
Uh-huh.
And so 3DVO is like filming the king, and he's like, and he goes like, this is a message for my daughter, Sayayana. Like, I didn't know. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm an idiot and I'm an old fool, and you were wiser than me. And And 3DVO was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know the Vader was gonna like murder you. I thought he was just gonna give you a hard time. Like I thought he was gonna chew you out. My understanding of politics is based on like your example. It's not like Vader's example. So, he's like, I need you to know. Like I need to know 3DVO. Like, can Sayayana hear me? Like, do you know? He's like, well, I'm underneath like all this rock, and it's like a hard thing. Yes, she can absolutely hear you. And you're like, oh, like he's like. 3DVO gets an arc where he's like, no, I need to report the facts, and then he's like, no, I need to like get revenge, and it's like, no, like the facts are relative, and I need to. Who gives a shit?
I just need to make this guy like happy.
Yeah. So he's like, absolutely, she can hear you, and he's like, okay, like here's my message, like, hello, Sayayana, like you're my greatest treasure, and blah blah blah, and I'm sorry, and anyway, I love you, and then.
Yeah. And she can hear him. And
she can.
Yeah.
The irony is she can, and she's like, oh! And then like Vader hires, and then Vader just sends the stormtroopers to kill him. Yeah. So they do. So the stormtroopers just execute the king in front of 3DVO.
Yeah.
And then blow up 3DVO.
Right.
Aww.
Yeah.
Well, that's too bad.
And then you see the people in the bar like reacting.
Yes, because when the message gets out, Vader's like, yo, send the fucking stop it! So like the stormtroopers go down there. And then they're like, oh, we saw the transmission. They kill him, and then 3DVO goes, oh, the transmission got out? Then I'm glad of it. And then dies. And you're like, everyone gets an arc in this freaking 90-page story about cat people.
But like 3DV fucking whatever.
Yeah.
It's like the only character I've given a shit
about. I know!
He's the best character. That's so stupid.
That's why it's so tragic.
All right.
So then, like,
then the bar people are like, oh, that's not right. The Empire.
Bingo.
We gotta do something about that Empire.
It's everything you've ever seen. By the way, finally I came upon the guy's name, and I can't believe I forgot about it. The king's name is Prepadenko.
Of course it is. Prepadenko. Pepper, fuck you.
Yeah.
Naming shit,
so
stupid
like,
things. George Lucas, goddammit.
Yeah, one of them's like, well, Prepadenko was stupid, wasn't he? Like, and one of them's like,
stupid name. That's for damn sure.
We had a good laugh at his expense. One of them's like, I'm done laughing. And you're like, okay, whatever. So then, like, the rebels all like gather up from they're like. The daughter's like emboldened by her father's sacrifice. Like, we gotta go, and the rebels like, we gotta leave.
Yeah,
Vader's here.
We have to
done
go away from here.
Yeah, she's like, no, we're gonna take back our planet. We're gonna join the rebellion. So like, they sneak into like a hangar bay, and they find a dead stormtrooper. And lo and behold, within the hangar bay is Zhaltanev.
Oh, he made it.
He made it.
Good for him.
And so all the rebels and Zhal and Luke are in this hangar, and he's like, I learned a valuable lesson today, and it's all about how, like, I joined the rebellion for kicks and for, like, credit, but it's not about that. It's not about the giving or the getting. It's about the loving and blah, blah. But he says, like, that's a quote from Garfield's Christmas special, by the way. But he says, like, I'm not in it for the kicks or the thrills or the kills or the spills. I'm in it for, Vader's like, you're all gonna die. Stop giving your speech. You're all fucked. And so she goes, Princess Sayayana, you're in charge of this planet. Give me Luke Skywalker, or give me Skywalker, and we're good. You can keep going. You can keep running this crappy planet I don't care about, and I've never been to, and will never be at again. You just give me Vader, and you give me Skywalker. And she's like, no. And he's like, okay, everyone dies, fair enough, except for that one, the blonde one. And then he gets hit in the face, or in the back of the helmet with a bottle, and one goes, "Get out of here, Darth Vader!" And he turns around, and all of the planet's like populace who was from the bars and are all having a blood alcohol level like 3.5 are like, get out of here! And
you mess with one of us, you
mess with all of us.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. All right. Come to Zazizbinyan. We'll do it for the bath, the oil baths, and the sun crystals,
and 3DV.
Yo, for the tikka masalas. So, Ticcolini,
there you go.
So as Vader's distracted, Zhaltanev goes, fuck this, jumps into a ship and flies away. What? And everyone's like, hell, the fuck? I thought you learned something. What? And there's like, lol. Oh no! These drunken rabble-rousers and these 7 rebels, stormtroopers, open fire.
Just kill them all.
And then Luke's like, no, don't. Like, don't kill these people just for me. Like, if you take me, please let these people live. And then Zhal flies up to the Star Destroyer, expertly flies his way around these TIE fighters, makes it into the hangar bay, and then detonates his ship. And goes, "This one's for you, Bobek." And then blows up the Star Destroyer.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty good.
They all see the light in the sky, and then Cyan is like, "It's you, 9 stormtroopers, and a planet that hates you. We will let you leave alive if you just fuck off. Mm-hmm. If you get in the ship you came in and go."
Yeah.
And Vader's like, "You got me, I guess."
Oh, wow.
So then he leaves. And then Luke cries because he learned that it's like okay to die for a cause you believed in. Like,
is that what he learned?
Throughout the book, Luke claims throughout the book that Luke claims at the end of the book that he was afraid to die, but then when he found when he heard about it, didn't see it, the sacrifice of Zhal and the willingness of Cyan and Prepodrenko and everything. All these people sacrifice their lives, and he's like, "I'm willing to do it the same." I found that I no longer fear death.
What? Wait a minute. Wait, did they set that up where he talked about being afraid of death?
No,
because I didn't know that was a thing with Luke.
It's
that's,
not.
That's a new.
Well, here's the thing.
It's not his character.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, but no.
And I think I'll choose to disregard.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's already a legend. It's completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank goodness.
So then the epilogue to the story is that Mala Mala is in the Emperor's throne room.
Yeah.
And he's
How
like...
the hell did she get there? I thought... Oh, right, because they caught her.
They caught her, they brought her before him, and he's like, "So what's going on?" And she's like, I got word from this rebel guy that this dude that Luke is looking for, his name is Skywalker. And then the Emperor's like, "Awesome. I didn't know that."
Well, why does she want to tell the Emperor?
Because she knew that it would be incredibly valuable.
Oh.
And she knew that Vader was afraid of anyone finding out. So she's like,
So
"I'll
she
tell
reasoned
his
that
boss."
He wasn't going to tell the Emperor, so
Yeah.
she figured she'd do it.
So she sells the information of Luke Skywalker to the Emperor, and the Emperor gives her a bunch of broken droids she can build and make new friends out of. And he's like, "I could build you a clone body if you want." And you can.
But I won't.
No. He's uncharacteristically kind. And she's like, "That's all. Nope, Mala Mala. All she needs is a big tub full of broken robots to make friends out of."
Okay, because I got 3 billion credits, right here. I'll just give them to
Yeah, and she's like, "Nope, Mala Mala doesn't need credits.
I'm just gonna throw them away. They really serve no purpose. You should probably just take them." No, Paul.
All I want is this tub of droids.
That doesn't make any sense, though.
It's totally stupid. You have broken legs. Your dead legs are also broken. You're bleeding internally, You're going to die halfway before you reach the first marker.
He's is this mercifully over yet?
Almost. So he goes. So then he's talking to Mala Mala. She's leaving, and he's like, "Go now." And I have another plan. My plan is I'll wait for Vader to show up, and he'll bow and he'll apologize for failing yet again, like he always does. And then I think I'll greet him by his true name. I'll say, "Welcome, Lord Vader. Welcome, the Dark Lord of the Sith. Welcome, Skywalker." Let him know that I know what's going on.
Right.
I've got it figured out. And you're like, "What? That's the big mic drop of this book? Is that the Emperor finds out that Vader's looking for his son?" Yeah. You knew that. You knew that by Empire.
But you didn't know that Vader was trying to keep it a secret from him.
Right.
Yes.
I guess.
But who cares?
Except you kind of could assume it, because he says to Luke that you can
destroy the Emperor.
Yeah, we're going to team up against the Emperor.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, so in the continuity,
this is
so by the time Empire, Vader still doesn't know that the Emperor knows?
Yes.
Well, no, he does.
Well, he knows that
because he says it to him.
Yeah, the son of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, by then he knows.
Oh, right. And then he says if he could join us, he'd be a great asset.
Exactly.
Yeah. So at that point, they've already had the argument that occurs after this.
Right.
Which I kind of want to see that argument.
Yeah. That's the important
thing to tell me, Vader.
No, not that I know.
Are you sure?
Not to my knowledge, all I did was answer a silver alert and go to a crappy planet. I killed a chicken man.
Tell me exactly, Lord Vader. What is this silver alert exactly? What does it alert you about?
Oh, the silver. I thought you. Well, I mean, there's so many alerts. Who can make heads or tails?
An elderly person goes missing, and you marshal all your resources to find them,
so they don't become a danger to themselves or others.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, I didn't realize you cared so much for the elderly. That's really sweet.
Just feels very uncharacteristic.
Oh yeah, totally. All right, fine. All right, that's enough. Goddamn son, Jesus Christ.
What? We'll see you guys next week. Thanks a lot for watching this episode, Vader's Quest. Thank you, Jason, for being on the couch with us.
Well, thank you.
Indulging us with the stories.
Goddamn.
I may never forgive you, but thank you.
Fucking gross.
Oh, it's horrible. But
Vader looks stupid.
I know.
Why can't anyone draw Vader right?
Because he's got sweeping angles and random bubbles.
Yeah.
But by the way, Darko Macon is Croatian, and if you can believe it, words like mala mala and prepadrenko and Papua New Guinea are all Croatian words in his language that mean things.
What do they mean?
I don't know. All I know is that they are placeholders for words within his native language that he used.
Okay.
Because they sounded like Star Warsian words.
Is that what Lucas did when he came up with all his stupid Star Wars names?
Absolutely not.
Oh no, Darth Vader.
I mean, yes,
Come on.
Dark Father. Yeah. Although, no, he did. But it wasn't like it's not like George Lucas is Irish and so he went back to his Gaelic roots and made up all these words.
Okay,
he pulled from everything.
Yeah.
Sure.
This guy's like, well, I only know 2 languages and I'm going to use one of them to be an alien language for across 3 or 4 different species. More than 4. There's Bobek and Mala Mala. That's 2 different species plus Prepradrenko and
is that Birdman?
Birdman. I really want to remember his name. I want to say his name one more time before the show's over. Papiga.
Yeah, you got
Ball Papiga. God damn it.
Dagobah Mudcakes, junk beetles.
Well, see, like when he mines the deep recesses of his actual creativity, he comes up nil. So he's got to pull from Croatia.
No, hold on. So he can come up with beetle whatevers and whatever the hell that
drinks,
hut bile, but
measles.
But measles.
That's my point. I'm like the measles.
At least call it
space
calamari and meagles or something.
That's way better.
Yeah.
Actually, no, meagles.
Meagles. Yeah.
Meagles.
I got the meagles.
Yeah, and you know what it is? It's like it's because it's like a play on meager. Like it's not really that debilitating.
Yeah.
But it does make you useless. We can't trust you to fly a ship while having the meagles.
Right.
That's more thought than what was put into the idea of grounding Zhaltenev, also Croatian.
Yeah.
Woof.
The last word in this book doesn't make any sense either because
Skywalker.
His big thing is I'm gonna greet him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna greet him, Lord Vader, Skywalker.
What? That's my name. You'll wear it out.
Yeah. How would that
indicate that he's aware of the plan?
That he's aware of Luke.
I assume that the indication in this book is that
I haven't called him that in 50 years.
He hasn't called him that since he became Darth Vader. Okay, that name no longer has any meaning.
Right.
What? Why did you? Whoa, that's an old lead.
Why did you say that name?
Oh no! Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.